open up. U-O-P-E-N. Bitch, you won't be me.
Okay, so today I decided to do a little bit of a different video. Usually when I do my makeup I do background music, but I decided to do a chit chat get ready with me. So hopefully it works out. Let's see if I can get through it, but if you're interested, just keep watching. Okay, so first I'm gonna get my hair out of my face.
On my agenda. Request my chariot, get ya. The door's O-P-E-N.
Okay, so first I'm starting with my Huda primer, and hopefully I am talking loud enough to be heard. So like I said, I wanted to do this video a little different. Usually all my videos I put music in the background, but I love watching these type of videos, so let's see how it goes. So I was gonna do a different story time on what the conversation I had with my mom yesterday, but I think it would be perfect for me to like talk about it as I'm doing my makeup. And I'm gonna use my e.l.f. around this T-zone area because I get very oily in this area. I'm combination skin, so this area gets all dry and then this area gets oily. So what I do is I usually use my Huda all around my whole face, and then I use the e.l.f. I don't even know what it's called. I threw the box away, but it's this one. Come on, stupid light. So anyway, so I was talking to my mom yesterday, and I was sorry, I get distracted very easily. So I was talking to my mom yesterday about videos to do, and a lot of crazy things ended up coming out during that conversation with her. So I started telling my mom that I did a video about my mother-in-law trying to convince me to have an abortion. If you haven't seen that video, I'll link it on the bottom. Usually I link a few of my videos on the bottom, so if you want to see that, it's in the description. But anyway, I started telling her about me doing these videos, and she thought it was a good idea. So she started telling me, well, one thing came out that I didn't even know about, but apparently my mom also had the problem with people not accepting the fact that she was gonna be an unwed mother. When she got pregnant with me, she was not with my dad. Sorry, like I said, I get distracted. So when she got pregnant with me, she was just dating my dad, and apparently she called his house to let him know that she was pregnant, and then one of his sisters ended up answering the phone and told her never to call again. My mom is a very stubborn lady, and if you tell her that, she will most likely listen. Be like, okay, fine, oh well. So because she was gonna be an unwed mother, apparently a lot of people had a problem with it, and they told her that she should have an abortion. And thank goodness my mother decided to go against everyone and said that she was not gonna have one. Obviously, since I'm here. Okay, so if you hear any noises in the background, I have my fan on, so that's what that noise is. But anyway, so my mom started telling me that I should tell this story about, let me show you, using the Huda Beauty foundation. I don't know why a lot of people have negative things about saying about it, because it's drying. Yeah, it's drying. Yes, it's full coverage, but that's why you have to moisturize your face really well, so that way it's not so, it doesn't pull out the texture. I don't know, I'm just saying it works for me. If I moisturize very well, if I use serum or face oil on my face, it works well for me. It doesn't show texture or anything on my dry areas. I just moisturize very well. But anyway, so apparently where she grew up, there was a mine. What are they called? Mine shaft. There's a mine shaft where they built a colony on top of it, and she says that when someone's gonna die, apparently you hear a carriage. I don't even know what the, you know what, now thinking about it, I have no idea what a carriage has to do with this, but anyway, she said that apparently you could hear the carriage when someone's gonna die. I don't even know what that has to do with anything. She says she heard it one night in the middle of the night. Apparently she heard it. I don't know. I don't even know the story very well, because now that I'm saying it, now I'm like, wait a minute, what was she talking about? But anyway, that was her attempt to telling me a story to be able to tell on my channel. So obviously that was a failed attempt. But okay, I know on camera it looks lighter on my face, but it's really not. In real life, it actually looks my color. Anyway, in her failed attempt to tell me this story, she ends up telling me that apparently, because we started talking about the paranormal, I don't even know how we even came up with, I don't even know how the conversation went to paranormal, but she ended up telling me apparently, she's like, yeah, didn't you know that in the house that me and you lived in, because it was just my mom and me for a long time, you know, she had me, she had me and it was just me and her for a long time. So she's like, yeah, didn't you know that the lady that we got the house from was a curandera, which in Mexico or the Hispanic culture, it's not like a witch doctor. I don't want to say witch doctor, like those people that clean your negativity, I guess. I really don't know. I'm assuming a lot of people, I mean, if anybody knows what the actual name of that is, please tell me. But apparently she would clean people's negative spirits, negative energy in that house that I lived in when I was little. Also, the lady ended up dying, so I have no idea what happened to the lady. I have no idea if it had to do with anything paranormal, but the fact is that this lady would do those cleanses in that home that I grew up in. We weren't there for that long. I was only there for maybe 3 years or so. But in that time, a lot of weird things started happening. And it's funny to think about these things when I was little. And we've talked about it before, like, oh, God, I'm all over the place. It's kind of hard. I don't know how people do this. How do people get ready and tell stories? I can't even pay attention to what the heck I'm doing. I'm just going over my face with a sponge so that way, like I said, it doesn't stick to those dry areas and it kind of blends into my skin a little bit better. Anyway, after she told me about this lady, I was like, really? That makes so much more sense to everything that would happen when I was little. I used to have this rocking chair when I was like 2 or 3 years old. I specifically remember this rocking chair moving in the middle of the night by itself. And I thought it was just like TV or something, like something that I didn't. You know those memories when you're little and you think that you don't know whether it's real or not. It's like a memory, but it's since you're little, so you don't know whether it's a real memory or not. But I thought I remembered a rocking chair moving. I ended up confirming with my mom that I did see this rocking chair moving. So I don't know how to talk today. I also remember specifically, we would leave the house, and when you go outside of the house, there's these stairs that, like the way it's built, it's like the house is right here, and then there's stairway going down to the street. So anytime I would walk down those stairs, I remember that fleas would go all over my pants, and I remember the specific time where I was wearing like gray sweatpants. I forgot what they were called for a second. I was wearing gray sweatpants. Anyway, because of her telling me that this lady that owned the house that we lived in used to do cleanses in this home, it brought up a lot of memories of paranormal things that happened there. Again, the rocking chair, it would rock in the middle of the night while we were sleeping. My mom and I would sleep in the same bed when I was little. I was like 3, I think. When we would come outside, there would be a lot of fleas, and they would go on my pants. And I remember specifically I was wearing these gray sweatpants, and you could see all the fleas go all over my legs. And then when I mentioned this to my mom in this conversation, she goes, oh yeah, and I have no idea why they would only go on your legs. She's like, they would never want me, they would always want you. And I'm like, okay, that doesn't sound creepy at all. So I'm using this Cover FX setting powder. This is my first time using it, so hopefully it's not too drying. I've been wanting to use it for a long time, so I'm hoping that it doesn't dry my under eye area, because I have such a hard time finding a powder that doesn't dry my under area to the point where I get like the little creases all over under my eyes. Anyway, I should also mention the fact that when I was 3, my mom was with another man that was not my dad, and she ended up having another baby, and that baby ended up dying in that house at 2 months old. And I guess they never found out the reason why he died. It's an unsolved mystery apparently. So I just thought that was, I'm just saying, like, after her telling me about this lady, I just think, I'm sorry, I'm trying to find all my stuff. I just think it's pretty weird of all these things that I start to look back on, and it just, it makes a little bit more sense now. The fact that these weird occurrences would happen in that house. And sorry, I don't want to talk while I'm doing this. I just think it's weird that all of a sudden, like, I remember all these things that happened when I was little. Oh, that's not even the weird part. Let me add more weirdness to the story. So my mom was pregnant with me when she got this house, and apparently she started getting a bunch of I don't know what to call them, like blisters all over her legs, and apparently they started swelling. And anytime they would arrive to the hospital, all of a sudden they would be gone. So I'm about to use the Revolution palette, Starry Eyed. And actually, you know what? I'm also going to use the yellow. Let me see how this yellow looks. You know what? Lies. I'm gonna use this one first. From NYX, Gilded Door.
Oh. Oh no.
So it just broke. I barely opened it for the first time and it just broke. Can you see? Look at that. And it popped out. Anyway, so anytime they would get to the hospital, all of a sudden the blisters would disappear. Her legs would be perfectly normal as soon as they arrived to the hospital. And apparently my grandfather and my aunts and uncles would take turns in taking her to the hospital several times when she would get these swellings on her legs. And every time they arrived at the hospital, all of a sudden those would be gone. So to cut time on this video, I'm gonna like do the other eye separately from the video so I can, like, when I edit it, it's not so long. Okay, so now I'm gonna use my Revolution palette and I'm gonna use this color. Apparently they ended up deciding, I don't know who, I think my grandma ended up deciding that my mom needed to go to those people that do limpiezas or cleanings of negative activity. Those people, I don't know what the heck they call them. What do they even call them? I don't even know what to call them. So they ended up taking her to get her spirituality cleaned, I don't know, energy cleaned, because obviously they started believing that it was something paranormal, since every time they would take her to the hospital, all of a sudden it'd be gone. I am so bad at doing this video talking and trying to do my makeup. Oh my Jesus Christ, why the heck was I thinking that I could do this? What the hell is wrong with me? I should already know I can't walk and talk at the same time. So they took her to these people to clean her aura or energy or negativity out of her life. And she was she's telling me these things over the phone. I'm like shocked as I'm listening because I'm like, what the hell? To use my Morphe palette, and I need to use, I don't need to use, I'm gonna use a little bit of brown on the crease area. So apparently there was 3 people that did her cleansing, and they ended up setting up like a triangle. And she says that she remembers on the ground there was the third eye. And you know, for the longest time we both thought that like the third eye meant like bad juju, you know, like witches and just bad, evil, whatever. But she's been looking into a lot of spiritual videos, and she feels like it doesn't have to do anything with bad. She just feels like it depends on the person who uses the third eye. I mean, it depends on the person if they're bad or good or whatever. Okay, so I'm going to add orange right here, this one. Okay, where was I? Okay, so apparently these people formed a triangle with the third eye in the middle. She didn't even go into detail. My mom is very bad at telling stories, just like I am. Seriously, like I think when I edit this video, the story is gonna be all over the place. So she said that at one point one of the rituals was to walk to the altar backwards. I have no idea what the hell that even is, but apparently they made her walk to the altar backwards, and that does not sound right to me. But apparently she says that after that she was cleared. Apparently nothing happened after that. Her legs cleared up after she saw those people. I don't know. I was shocked after I had this conversation with my mom, because I was like, what the hell? Like literally this many years later, and now all of a sudden you decide, oh, by the way, I was cleansed while I was pregnant with you. And I have no idea if that affected me in real life, because, or not real life, you know what I mean? I don't know if that affected my life, like her getting cleansed or whatever. I feel like it did, because a lot of weird things happened to me. Like there's this weird thing that every year on my birthday, I never have money for my birthday. Anytime we have tried to set up a birthday festivity for me, nobody was able to come to my birthday. Anyway, my mom is crazy. She like came up with this whole story. I'm not saying it's not true. I'm just saying that it's weird that after all these years she decides to tell me all these things were happening. My mom is very sensitive to ghosts and ghost spirits, entities, whatever. She's very sensitive to that. I have a lot of stories of things that happened to my mom. In my previous home, she saw a little boy peeking out of one of the rooms, and there was nobody there. The house was empty at the time. She also has dreams of people that have passed away, like my grandparents or her bosses. She works with a lot of elderly people, so when they pass away, there's been several times where she has seen them in her dreams, and they'll tell her things. The recent one was the husband of this lady that she works with. Apparently 2 days after her boss's husband died, he came to her dreams and told her to give her boss, the wife, a message. The only problem is my mom has the memory of a lettuce. She literally, I don't know why I said lettuce. That's the only thing that came to my head. My mom cannot remember anything. Like, even when we were talking about the fact that she sees ghosts, she literally was like, what? I don't see ghosts. What are you talking about? Okay, like, didn't you just tell me a few years ago about the story about the boy that you saw down the hallway? Or about the times that you have been home alone and you'll see somebody and she goes, oh yeah, huh? Really, Mom? I have to remind you that you see ghosts? Like, what the hell? My mom's weird. But yeah, she like experiences a lot of spiritual stuff more than I do. I mean, I've experienced a few things, but like mine, when I experience something, I'll experience it, and then like for 3 or 4 years I won't experience anything. I'm just weird that way. But her, she literally experiences stuff like daily. I'm adding it with my finger because I feel like the brushes didn't get enough of the color and I want it really bright. I feel like it's missing something. I don't know what. I am gonna clean off my powder.
Take that hot road and hop in. Monarch butterflies, you should open up. I'm trying to put your heart together, found it broken up. Going up in smoke, smoking up. Make sure the children in the house, she's in the
Add a little bit of my MAC powder all over my face. That way, because I only added the Cover FX under my eyes, I'm gonna add my MAC all over my face. That way I can be able to blend out my contour, and my blush can go on a little bit better too. Because sometimes if I don't use powder all over my face, my contour looks a little weird and my blush doesn't blend as well. Like, it'll be patchy. For my contour, I'm going to use my Studio FX C6. Next time, I think I'm not going to be telling stories while I'm getting ready because my mind is all over the place, and apparently I cannot tell stories while I'm getting ready. Okay, I'm gonna do my liquid liner and my lashes real quick and I'll be right back. Okay, so I added my eyelashes and some eyeliner on the top. I don't like to do these on camera because I don't know why I always do these weird positions where I'm like, I don't know, I'm weird. Anyway, so I'm about to use my Morphe blush palette, and I'm gonna use this color right here. It's Provocative, and I'm only gonna tap a little bit on. Yeah, so that's my weird story conversation that I had with my mother yesterday. I tried getting more details out of her, but she kept going off into different directions with the story. She kept talking about other stuff, and I got frustrated, so I was like, okay, never mind. My mom is very like me. Like, she goes on to different subjects. I think we both have ADD. So I don't know if I want to do these get ready with me and tell story time thing because I'm all over the place. I can't think and do my makeup at the same time. Like I said, I can't walk and talk at the same time, so it's gonna be hard. Okay, I'm gonna diffuse on my blush a little right now. Usually I go over it with an empty brush, like a clean brush I meant, to diffuse it. But I like having my blush be a little bit heavy. I don't know why. I like my blush heavy. Okay, let me take these out. So for lips, I just got this ColourPop matte lip and Skyfall. And I just realized it matches my nails. Okay, so let's do this. I was gonna do one of my little mini Kylie Jenner lip ones, the nude ones, but I want to be bold today. I am blind as a bat, so I have no idea how people like look into the screen and do their makeup. I can't do that. I'm trying not to focus all my attention on my mirror, but it's hard.
Open up. Open you up like a Pokeball. Open up.
This is why I don't talk on makeup videos, because I'm all over the place and I don't know what the hell I'm doing. You know what? I'm gonna add a little bit of the Wonder Pencil in light
Need to reread our conversation. Contemplation over hours.
to bring up my eyes. You can still see the glue on my eyelash. Hurry up and dry, glue. Hurry up and dry. You're making me look bad here. Okay, I am going to use the number 7 Lash Impact, and I'm gonna put it on the bottom of my eyelashes. Excuse me while I make weird faces. I like to do that so that it makes my eyes pop out more. See how it makes it all doll-like? I like to look like a doll. Chucky's Bride. JK. Actually, you know what? I would love to do a Chucky's Bride makeup. My God, why does it look? Okay, is it just me? Like every time I do my makeup, I'm always feeling like little hairs are I gotta say. I'm always feeling little hairs everywhere. Oh yeah.
I don't need you, but I want you, but I want you.
I'm gonna do a few touch-ups before I say that I'm done, because I'm not. I'm a perfectionist sometimes, and I'm about to do touch-ups. So I like to add my bright colors up right here because it makes my eye like pop out a little bit more. I have small eyes, so apparently I like to pop my eyes out to make me look like I have bigger eyes. Get on my face, you hair. Okay, so this is the finished look. I don't think I'll be doing Storytime Get Ready With Me much, only because I get so distracted. I literally can't tell a story and get ready at the same time. It's just, it can't happen. And like, this story should have been a little bit better, but because I was doing my makeup, I was getting way too distracted. But anyway, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to my channel. Just like the video so I can know whether you guys like this. If not, I'll just continue doing the makeup with the music in the background. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.